What's up, everybody? It's Patrick, Fictive Fun. This is Shadow the Demon Lord, Tales of the Demon Lord, campaign diary number 8. And last session was actually pretty exciting. I'm recording this late again. Sorry if the lighting's kind of messed up. It's the morning sun comes right through this window. But yeah, last session they finally finished Adventure 3. Took 4 sessions? Yeah, I think it was 4 sessions. It took them to get through that dungeon. Mainly because of the shorter session lengths, but at the same time, letting the players have their freedom to do as they please and roleplay as they please. Don't want to railroad them through it. But yeah, they finally made it through the end of the dungeon. They managed to take down the statue, which I was worried about, because the statue can mind control. And that's what I was worried about, was mind controlling players, because I don't like doing that. I don't like taking that agency away from them. So what I did was, instead of just straight taking control of their players and making them attack their own party members, I offered them fortune, or if they followed the orders of the statue that had them compelled. And they all pretty much resisted. I gave them a chance to resist at the end of each round. It took a little while, and oh yeah, another thing was why they were being compelled. If they resisted, they took a bane to everything they did. So I tried to make it a little bit harder on them if they didn't resist it. But it was a tough fight, but they managed to pull through and defeat that big statue creature. And then they pushed on towards the end of the dungeon, where they found the chaos shards. And the chaos shards they're pretty powerful. They had to use them in order to win that last fight, which was against 5 demons and 3 cultists. I brought the cultists in because I wanted to tie in the Brotherhood of Shadows into this adventure. Otherwise, it would have just been a normal dungeon run through ruins that had no tie-in with anything else they had done in earlier. So I decided to bring in some cultists that wanted those chaos shards. They managed to take out the cultist. It was hard. The goblin Sky fought with the other goblin Donkey Balls. Yep, Donkey Balls. Sorry, Lou, you're not going to be able to hear me say Donkey Balls during the session anymore. Yeah, so Sky fought. The rest pretty much ran. The cultists gave chase, but they managed to take out the cultist. Cultists were easier than the demons. They left Skyve in there alone with Donkey Balls to fight the demons, and they ultimately succumbed to the demons. They took a couple of them out, but Donkey Balls fighting alone, or not Donkey Balls, but Sky fighting alone with Donkey Balls really was a disadvantage, especially fighting demons. And so Jonah survived. Of course, Jonah always survives. And they managed to get, well, they don't have any chaos shards on them because they had to use them during the fight. And the chaos shards give a boon to their magic. They didn't really find any other enchanted objects there. They still had the skull that Blix found earlier, Screaming Skull, which I love. You know, it's not the strongest enchanted object, but it's just interesting. Skull that just screams super loud. Now, moving on to this next adventure, one of the players is going to have to roll up a new character. I don't know what they're rolling up, but we did some chatting in between sessions, and basically most of the characters, the 3 surviving characters, Jonah, the human wizard, Maggot, the goblin wizard, and Kiamat, the Baron rogue, pretty much gave me their motivations. Jonah's motivation is being all powerful and taking over the city. Maggot's motivation is being all powerful and taking over the coven of the witch that taught her about the arcane. And we came up with a cool little backstory of that, like the witch isn't actually a witch, because the witches in Shadow the Demon Lord tend to be on the good side. They're like good witches, and they worship the old gods. But we decided this witch was not really a witch, just used the term witch as a cover to hide her dark magic. And the coven isn't actually a coven of witches, it's actually a coven of dark wizards. So Maggot's goal is to take over that coven, be the leader. Tiamat, who is the Farron, her goal is to find a way to defeat the Fury. There's a Fury that's after Tiamat and Maggot that the witch, I think her name was Ethel. I think it's Ethel, actually, off the top of my head. That the witch unleashed on them. The witch actually killed most of Maggot's goblin tribe that was in Crossings, and also killed the lover of Tiamat. So the Fury is going to be something that I'm going to have to bring in a future session. And yeah, that's pretty much their goals. The other character or the other player that was playing Skive is going to have to come up with a new character. I don't know what they came up with yet. I guess we'll find out before tonight, hopefully, what they came up with. I think they were leaning towards creating like a melee type warrior, since we're a little light on melee fighting. Jonah pretty much has range fighting down. I think Tiamat is pretty good at sneaking around, and Maggot's got magic as well as Jonah. But Jonah's magic's more towards like gadgets and ranged attacks. Maggot's magic is more around fire and I think death magic. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting mix. This next adventure is pretty tough. Like some of the mechanics and creatures in this next adventure are are going to be super hard for the party. So it's going to be interesting to see because the party is pretty cautious. Skive, the goblin, was never cautious. Skive would just charge in and fight and almost die like every fight. The encounters in Shadow of the Demon Lord are super deadly. The creatures are usually pretty hard, but when the party works together to take something down, they can take down something pretty big. I mean, they took down that statue in the last session, which is a tough cookie. But like when they split up, when some of the party wants to retreat and the rest of the party wants to fight, it makes it hard on those that are fighting because they don't have the support. Really have to have teamwork in order to fight some of these monsters. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this dungeon. I'm really looking forward to bringing in all these like side stories. One of my favorite things that happened that we talked about in between sessions, I had them roll on the downtime table, and Kiamat said her character got in a fight. Now Kiamat's a Farron, and what Farrons do is they turn into cats, like house cats or alley cats. So her role was she got into a fight and lost. So I said that, okay, you got in a fight, but you were in cat form when you got in the fight, and you actually got into a fight with another cat, and the other cat beat you up. And then we determined that that other cat was also a Farron. And through chat in between sessions, we decided that most of the Jonah and Kiamat would be working for the Thieves Guild. And I was like, okay, well, this Farron is part of the Thieves Guild. It's gonna be pretty interesting seeing how we tie all that in together. This next session, as far as prep's concerned, all I did was kind of fill out the monsters. I'm going to run the module pretty much as is. I'll throw in a little bit of extra stuff. I'll probably dangle the fact that there is a super powerful relic at the center of this adventure, and in hopes that Jonah and Maggot will be like, oh yeah, I need that. Take over all the shit we want to take over. They are gaining corruption pretty quickly. Betting within a few sessions, one of them might have enough corruption to mechanically affect their actions, depending on how they respond to different things and if they decide to learn forbidden traditions and magic and all that. But yeah, I'm so happy to be running a campaign. After running mostly one-shots for nearly 2 years, it feels good to get in a campaign with a solid cast of players and having an ongoing story, watching these characters change over time is something I really enjoy. Yeah, and I really hope that we can play this all out to the end. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So if you're interested in watching us play, please visit twitch.tv/fictivefun, which is our channel. We will be streaming on Tuesday nights at 7:30 Eastern. Definitely jump in, check it out. Hit us up in the chat. We like chatting with everybody. And I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll see what this next adventure has in store as we are back in the city of Crossing. Thank you, everybody. Patrick, have a good day.